Saundra Halstead, Executive Director of Mercy House Ministries, and I just wanted to take some time today to sit and chat with you a little bit about our program, where it kind of started and what we do and really what happens on a day-to-day basis for our women in the program. So I took over as Executive Director about 2.5 years ago. Now I have been a part of Mercy House since 2011. I've served in pretty much every role that we have as a ministry or had at the time. And my longest time has been on the board of directors, and it's been an honor and such a privilege to be able to be a part of this ministry, watch it go through the mountains, and the valleys, the valley times, and see God just really confirm and reaffirm time after time that He has His hand over this ministry. And so when I came on as executive director in 2019, one of the things that was very important to me was making sure that what our program said and what our advertisement said was exactly what we were doing within the confines of Mercy House. And as I started to dig a little bit, and talk to some of the residents that were there, I found there were some deficits, quite honestly, and some things that we could be doing better on. So I basically wiped the foundation clean and started over. So through prayer and through a lot of work and a lot of soul searching and talking to people and talking with my staff and different things, we redeveloped the entire Mercy House programming. And so now Mercy House Ministries is a phase-based program consisting of 4 phases. So when I was in prayer and thinking about, what do our phases need to look like, I got this vision of a butterfly. And the Lord just kept saying, Mercy House represents like a cocoon period for the women that, He sends to us. Time for them to be hidden away as God is forming and shaping and reforming and repurposing them and getting them to a point where they're being renewed in their minds before He's ready to, show them to the world, kind of the way the butterfly comes out all beautiful, but nobody gets to see the process that's going on inside the cocoon as that's happening. And so that's kind of what, actually not even kind of, that's what Mercy House represents. And so I went looking, searching for phases of a butterfly, and I found this really beautiful poem that just really resonated with me. And so I took aspects from the poem and really just kind of narrowed it down to one word. So phase 1 is called endure, because for the butterfly, the first phase is the hardest phase for it to get through. And that is the same thing for our women in our program. Our phase 1 endure is where we do all of the hard work. It's where we have most of our classes. Our phase 1 consists of about 8 different courses with curriculum and homework and different things that our women are expected to participate in and take, along with their life skills, along with counseling, along with drug and alcohol addiction rehab. And so it's the hardest phase because it's the part where you have to uncover the things that have hurt you, and you have to deal with the deep, dark stuff that nobody really wants to deal with. And oftentimes the hard work is the hardest work. And so that's phase 1. Phase 2 is called hope, because by phase 2, they're really close most of the time to their babies being born. And that just stirs up a hope and a joy inside of them. And it's kind of that really great, awesome thing that you're looking forward to right in the middle of hard stuff. So we named phase 2 hope. Phase 2 is where we pull back on a lot of our programming and really focus on them learning how to be a mom, learning how to navigate, cooking dinner, keeping your space clean, taking care of the baby, getting your rest, and really just teaching them how to do all things mom, right, to the best of our ability. We do have some courses that bleed over, if you will, into phase 2, but for the most part during phase 2, we basically give them maternity leave within the program to where they can just focus on learning how to be a mom. We do have a course that we use called Bright Course that they continue to take during phase 2 that helps them with a lot of the practical things that they do. We also have a partnership with an amazing nursing program where they come in and help with a lot of the practicality of that part of the program. Phase 3 is called Change. And for the butterfly, this is when they're almost ready to come out of the cocoon and be this beautiful, amazing, butterfly. And so Change is where we really see by phase 3 that they have allowed God to really do a work in their hearts, and you're starting to see it on the outside. You're seeing it in the way they talk, the way they walk, their behavior, the way they think, the way they respond. They have more of a servant heart as opposed to, frankly, walking in a lot of selfishness. They're more giving, they're more receptive. They're talking to the staff and encouraging us in a way that when they first got there, we were encouraging them. It's really where you've kind of seen a full circle, almost completed in their walk and their time with us. So phase 3 is change. And that is our skills and education portion of our program as well. So when they get to phase 3, that's when they have finished all of their courses for our programming, but then they are eligible during phase 3 to be able to write for a grant to go to school. And what we try and encourage them to do is do some kind of skill or education that is marketable, but that they are able to complete their schooling while they're in our program. So typically it's 15 to 18 weeks that they're doing their schooling, and they do it while they're in their program. A lot of our women have gone the medical route because it's fairly easy to get your foot in the door with the medical route and then build upon that once they do leave our program. So we've had great success with this portion of our program. I'm really excited about it. Education is very important to me, as I have my degree in education, and so it was something that I really wanted to make sure that we were prioritizing in our program, because it's very hard to get ahead and to do anything if you don't have any kind of education. So phase 3 is really rubber meets the road, and they're going to school and have their babies, and they're learning how to do it all underneath the covering and the care and with the assistance of our staff and our volunteers and things like that. And then phase 4 is called life. That is the phase where the butterfly is ready to come out, and at that point our women are ready to graduate, and we start to help them with transportation for those who have finished well, and with transitional living. And that looks different for all of them depending on their situation, depending on where they're coming back from. We're trying to get we have partnerships with other programs where we can help them get into an apartment. We are also believing the Lord for additional housing within the Mercy House Ministries family. And so life is where they get to say, okay, God's hidden me away for almost a year. It takes about a year to complete our program, and now it's time for me to get back out there into the world and walk this thing out for the glory of God. So that's just a little snapshot into our programming. If you'd like any more information on Mercy House or to volunteer with us, please email us at mercy@mercyhouse.org or volunteer@mercyhouse.org, and one of our staff members would love to talk with you and see about how you can get more involved. In the meantime, if you don't have time to volunteer and come be with us on a regular basis, your prayers are just as valuable and just as appreciated. So thank you for taking some time to hear about our Mercy House programming. God bless you.